Dude, stay away, I'm trying to tan. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening is an absolute classic game in the Zelda series. This game first released way too long ago, but saw a remake on the Nintendo Switch in September of 2019. Link's Awakening is full of detail, polished visuals, and a story that will keep you hooked for the entirety of your adventure. And after replaying this game for the week, I have some things I want to say about it. I go by Capture Reviews, and these are my thoughts on The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. And since this game is so story-heavy and is a wonderful experience for first-timers, the gameplay shown and the topics discussed will provide little to no spoilers ahead. In Link's Awakening, the game opens up with you, Link, awakening. I mean, it's in the f***ing title. Come on, keep up now, guys. Marin here approaches our hero who's washed up on the beach, and we're welcomed into a house with Mario's creepier, uglier, just fucking disgusting looking uncle. Oh, hey, a shield, thanks. I didn't say that. And after spending admittedly way too long looking for my sword on the beach, it's time to conquer the world and defeat Ganon. Right? Not exactly. Link's Awakening is actually about waking up the legendary windfish that currently is resting in this giant egg. This is done by traveling to new places, getting new abilities, using those abilities to beat dungeons, which then leads us to new places, getting new abilities, using those abilities to beat dungeons, and then going to new places, getting new abilities. This is one of the more clever moves by Nintendo, and I still appreciate the design of this game. This concept of learning something new and then using it right away to defeat a boss or make it through a dungeon is pretty intuitive and helps keep the game fairly straightforward. However, this is also one of the subpar points of this game. Unlike Breath of the Wild, for example, Link's Awakening holds your hand like crazy. I mean, they don't just hold your hand. They tie your legs together, throw you in a wagon, and just pull you along like the child you are. This can get fairly annoying because, yes, Mr. Owl, I will go to the beach after finding the key here. Oh, you want to just tell me what else to do? And while I'm here, how about I ask you how many fucking licks it takes us to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? 1, ka-choo, or 3? What?
Dude, relax. It's just a game.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Wait, you're not in this video. But where this game salvages this is with the dungeons themselves. Link's Awakening is explicitly clear on where to go, but once you get to your destination, it laughs in your face and tells you to figure it out. So when you get to a dungeon like this, you'll assume that you have to use your newfangled item, but if you're like me on my first playthrough, there's definitely gonna be some Google searches involved, especially later in the game. These dungeons are a prime example of Nintendo's creativity and ability to make challenging puzzles for Zelda games. I struggled plenty of times, which is actually a good thing, and I have to appreciate how well made they are. Dungeons are at the core of the Zelda series, and they don't mess it up here whatsoever. And in these dungeons and across the land, there are plenty of bad guys to get in your way. Yeah, you know what time it is. Enter the enemies of Link's Awakening and, well, ow, my face! Die, heathen! Dude, just die! Yeah, these enemies, while not the same caliber of difficulties as the enemies in the newer Zelda games, are sure to give you plenty of issues still. Like some have shields and will block your attacks where they can, while these electrified f***s are just annoying and yeah! But all in all, that's all there is to Link's Awakening. It's really all about defeating enemies, however annoying they are, conquering dungeons, and then moving on. But this game also offers a bundle of side quests and things to do. This not only gives you some freedom in a mostly linear game, it also allows for replayability, so you can try the game with new storylines completed or new items in hand. I won't be specific for spoiler's sake, but I will say that there were a couple items I didn't even know existed until after I beat the game, which is actually pretty sweet. And by completing these side quests, you're gonna meet a bunch of fun characters that will give you goodies or just bring this world to life. I highly recommend you explore every nook and cranny that you can. Not only will it help you find secrets, but it builds the world up and helps provide context into the story. Because as you'll see in the intro, the game just starts with and then boom, creepy uncle gives you a shield and tells you to f*** off. The story for Link's Awakening is absolutely beautiful, and I think it gets overlooked by a lot of people. So obviously, without spoiling it, I'll just say that you really should check this game out. And new to this remake, Link's Awakening features a dungeon creator mode. This mode is kinda lackluster, but it can be fun at the same time. Essentially, as you progress the story and defeat dungeons, you'll unlock rooms from past dungeons to mesh together into a sandwich of pure frustration. Dampe, I don't even know, whatever. Will give you challenges for designing a dungeon, and then you have to play through them like a shittier Mario Maker. Okay. The only real benefit I found here is it's fun to share these dungeons with friends and see how they fare, and you can keep the rupees you earn from these, so you can get rich pretty easily. I mean, if you want to take the easy way out, sure, go ahead, Mr. Moneybags. Who am I kidding? I did it too. Visually, Link's Awakening has seen quite the upgrade in the graphics department. No longer do we have a pixelated figure with only 2 or 3 animations. Instead, we get a precious cartoon boy with the most adorable movements and more realistic looking environments. And it only cost us blurring around the edges and frame rates that are super inconsistent. Come on! Unfortunately, Link's Awakening, while visually pleasing, struggles a bit at times, which is not only disappointing, but quite surprising. This isn't the most graphic-heavy game by any means, which makes me wonder how the Switch can handle Mario Odyssey with no issues, but struggles with this little game. And also, the blurred edges on the screen isn't my favorite choice by any means. Maybe it was done to help the performance of this game. Great job. But if it was just for the art style, then I don't really like it. The music in this game, though, oh boy. Link's Awakening is an absolute goldmine for music and has so many catchy tunes that will be stuck in your head for days. The opening song, Once Link Awakens, is so eerie yet so calming, which really emphasizes that yes, Link might be safe for now, but who knows what's to come. The remakes of the music from this Game Boy game are wonderfully done and are full of flutes and other live instruments that bring new life into this masterpiece of a game. The choice of instruments also sounds kind of cartoony and cute, which is the exact art style that this remake went with, and I'm a fan of that. So, is Link's Awakening worth buying? If you've never played this game, yes, absolutely get it and you will love it, I promise. And if you have played this game, I still recommend you at least try it out to see the new visuals, hear the remade songs, and try the new game mode, but maybe try to snag it on sale. $60 seems a bit steep for a game from the 90s that hasn't seen any real changes other than its appearance and sound, and the small addition of the dungeon creator doesn't hold enough weight to make it worth the price. The game and the experience that come with it are absolutely incredible, and this is one of the better stories Nintendo has ever told, even with its linearity. But the remake's choppy visuals, lack of added value, and $60 price tag do make me knock off a couple points, so I think Link's Awakening deserves a solid 8.5 out of 10. If this game were a little bit cheaper and maybe received a frame rate patch, I'd slap a tenner on this bad boy right away. But for now, an 8.5 will have to do. Regardless, this is a wonderful game, and I highly recommend that you experience it at least once. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my thoughts on The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.